I'm being joined live with our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. So, Wasbir, situation is extremely volatile. So far, 13 bodies have been recovered and 16 others are fear trapped. Chief Minister Laldu Honma convenes emergency meeting. Wasbir, your take on this?
Yes, Chief Minister Laldu Honma calling the emergency meeting is of least importance at this moment. The fact remains that there has been yet another stone quarry collapse in Mizoram. This time, early this morning, a stone quarry in Melthum. This is almost in Aizawl. It is a distance of 10 to 15 minutes from the Aizawl Press Club, actually. So, the stone quarry collapse in Melthum. So far, the police and the rescuers have recovered 13 bodies. And they are police estimating that 16 workers are still trapped under the debris, under the debris, and 2 of course people have been rescued. So what we are getting to know from police sources who are at the site in Melthum is that 13 stone quarry workers are dead. 16 fear trapped under the debris, while 2 people have been rescued. So what we are getting to know that there were in the same location there was a hill and there was stone quarrying activities going on right at the top of the hill as well as at the bottom of the hill. And now at the top of the hill there were 24 workers working. That is what the police is saying. Out of these 24, 13 bodies have been recovered and 2 rescued. That accounts for 12 missing. Out of the 24 at the top of the hill, 10 bodies have been recovered and 2 rescued. That means 12 are fear trapped. At the bottom of the hill, there were 7 workers working, and out of which 3 bodies have been recovered. That means 4 are trapped. So 13 bodies in all have been recovered so far, and 16 people are fear trapped, 2 are rescued. The location is at Melthum, which is close to Aizawl. We can almost say that it is in capital Aizawl. Now, the big question is, this is the 3rd major stone quarry collapse in Mizoram in 3 years. The first was, as we have said, November 2022, Mauda, where 12 in Nathial district, where 12 workers were killed, and in December 2023, that is last year, 7 workers were killed at Pukzing village in Mamit district. Now, in the Mauda case, as we have already reported, the National Green Tribunal have imposed a fine of 70 crore rupees on that company that was carrying on with that quarrying work, stone quarry work without environmental clearance. And that company is called the ABCI Infra. Now, ever since there has been a high alert by the Indian authorities, particularly the meteorological department, about the devastating impact of cyclone Remal that was to hit the coastal areas in West Bengal and Bangladesh, consequently having its severe impact in northeastern region, particularly Mizoram, Assam and so on. There was an alert sounded by the Mizoram government also. Now, in this backdrop, the question arises, why were the authorities allowing this stone quarry activities to go on in the highly vulnerable area when there were already clear-cut predictions of high winds, heavy winds as well as heavy rainfall? So this is a question which Mr. Laldu Honma has to answer. I think Laldu Honma need not, instead of going into a meeting, he has to answer first few questions. This is the question I hope Mr. Laldu Honma, the Chief Minister, is going to ask his officers today when he holds that meeting, review meeting this evening. So that is the big question. Now, the impact of this cyclone Remal has been felt across the northeastern region. There has been total disruption and devastation caused in the northeastern region. There is severe flooding in Silchar as we speak. In Silchar town has been completely waterlogged as we speak. Bridges have been washed away on the Imphal Jiribam road. That is what we are getting. Arunachal Pradesh, heavy landslides. Assam, severe disruption in telecommunication and power supply. One student who was in an auto rickshaw in the district of Moregaon died when a tree fell on the auto rickshaw as it was passing by on the road. The student was going to school. So these are some of the big developments as we are tracking the devastating impact of cyclone Remal being felt in the northeastern region. Of course, the biggest tragedy occurring in Mizoram, where 13 quarry workers, stone quarry workers are dead, bodies have been recovered, and 16 others fear trapped.
Right, Wasbir. So rescue operation is underway at this point in time. As you already mentioned, that several questions arises at this point in time. After giving high alert over cyclone Remal, why were the laborers allowed to go there, and why was evacuation not carried out on time?
That is the big question, Priya. That is the big question. Were there clear lapses on the part of the authorities in Mizoram? That is the question, due to which the lives have been lost. So many lives have been lost. If the 16 who are fear trapped are not rescued, that means the toll is going to go up much higher. It will be more than 2 dozen. So that is something extremely tragic. And questions have to be asked to the authorities as to why they were not evacuated on time, why, with whose permission the stone quarry was working, with whose permission, whether there was any permission at all. If not, who is responsible for this? I think the government of Mr. Laldu Homa and the Chief Minister himself will have to answer these questions to the people of Mizoram as well as the people in the country. Now what we have also come to know is that Assam has been completely disrupted. There is no power supply even in capital Guwahati for several hours this morning, and large parts of Guwahati are still facing power cut. There was total severe disruption in mobile connectivity and mobile data connectivity as well. So these are severe connectivity issues that the Northeast has been facing. Plus, besides of course flooding, flash floods in the cities like Silchar and parts of Guwahati, of course, and then there is a high alert by the authorities as far as Jorhat district and the river island of Majuli is concerned, saying that high velocity winds is going to batter this Jorhat district. So that is also a cause for worry as far as Assam is concerned. Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma is calling a news conference at 5 this evening, where he is going to brief the media about the measures being taken to reduce the impact of Cyclone Remal as far as Assam is concerned. Now what we are also gathering is that there has been bridges which have been washed away in Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh also. There has been severe landslides reported. Now in this incident in Melthum, where the stone quarry tragedy took place in Mizoram capital Aizawl, when the stones rolled down, an unspecified number of houses below were absolutely damaged in this natural calamity. Now the police are saying that they are busy with the rescue and relief operation, rightly so, and therefore they are not in a position to assess the damage caused, whether they are about the casualties etc. in the house damage case right at the site of the stone quarry collapse. Priya.
Rightly mentioned Wasbir. Be with us. Now let's talk about Manipur, as the entire northeast is battered by rain. So in Manipur, Senapati, incessant rainfall has triggered massive flash floods. The Viewland locality in the district headquarters have been heavily inundated as bridges have been submerged in flash floods. These are visuals coming in from Manipur. As you can see on your screens, heavy landslides, flash floods battered Manipur. So Remal rakes have walked in the entire northeast. Storms, heavy rainfall lashed northeastern states. So along with rest of the northeast, Assam is also battered by Cyclone Remal. Now I am being joined with my colleague Arindam Das from Guwahati. So Arindam, over to you. So the situation, the impact of Cyclone Remal can be also seen in Assam as well. So where are you at this point in time? So Wasbir, now we are joined with my colleague Arindam Das.
Over to you, go ahead. What are you seeing around you? What is the situation in Assam?
That's right. When Cyclone Remal made the landfall and it advanced towards the northeast, towards the direction towards the northeastern region of the country, initial impact was not that much, but gradually the impact of Cyclone Remal is intensifying, and right now we are getting reports that there is widespread heavy rainfall all across the red alert was for southern Assam and western Assam as well as central Assam. But right now we are getting reports that there is heavy rainfall, widespread rainfall across Assam, and there are reports of large trees felling due to the impact of this thunderstorm, and also several lines of the APDCL are also damaged. So due to the damage, there is a massive power outage across Assam. In fact, in Guwahati, several parts. In fact, it would not be wrong to say that the entire city is right now grappling for power shortage because there is no electricity. The power lines are snapped due to the felling of trees and other objects which fell on the power lines and which snapped the power lines. So right now, all the top officials of the State Electricity Board, APDCL, are on ground. They are trying to assess the damage right now, and also restoration work is in progress so that power supply can be restored. But right now, it would not be wrong to say that the entire city, there is no power at all, and whatever people are right now going on ahead with the generator sets as well as the inverters which they have in their homes. So we don't know when the power will be restored in Guwahati and other parts of Assam. I talked to the APDCL authorities. They said that restoration work is right now underway, and all the top officials are on the ground assessing the situation, also trying to restore the power lines which were snapped. In fact, I have talked to the railways also, NF Railway authorities, talking about whether any more cancellation of trains or rescheduling of trains have taken place. But as of now, we have got the report that trains are running normally, but there might be a situation, what I have been told, there might be a situation when trains have to be cancelled because the situation is worsening hour by hour, and there might be the necessity to cancel or reschedule trains. As of now,
Power Minister Ms.
services
Nandita
are
Garlosa.
normal. Maybe there may be slight delay.
We have been facing power cuts since morning. Of course, we cannot blame the power department for that. It is the devastation caused by the cyclone. Can you update us on what is the situation and what efforts are you undertaking to restore power in Assam?
Good afternoon. We have been faced with a natural calamity all over Assam. We are trying to restore it as and when it will be feasible for us. But at the same time, we are not saying that we are not restoring it. The moment the people are on the line, they are in the duty. I know in the morning there was a heavy storm in Guwahati, and so and a gusty wind in Guwahati especially. That is why we could not find it. But then we are in the line now to check it up. Where can we give it first and foremost?
Ms. Garlosa, which are the worst affected districts as far as the power situation is concerned because of the storms?
I will say Nagaon is there. You are finding it. South Assam is there. You are finding it Bongaigaon. You are finding it Golpara. You are finding it the North Kachar Hills, where I'm reciting it properly at this very moment. You are finding it Karbi Anglong. So overall in the Upper Assam, overall parts you are finding it. The restoration is going on, but most affected these are the mainly areas.
Right,
right. You will find it in the Amingaon area, Boko area, Mirza area. Those were the ones that have been affected last night with the heavy wind, and so we are on the process. Once we want to make the public sure that there is nothing to panic, we are trying our best to make it feasible. The people are on the field, no matter even if it rains heavily, they are still there working. Since last night, they have been trying it. We are up to the mark to make the feasibility to the people of Assam.
Ms. Nandita Garlosa, the Assam Power Minister, thank you very much for speaking to Northeast Live on a day when Assam and the entire Northeast has been devastated by the impact of Cyclone Remal. Thank you very much, Ms. Garlosa.
Thank you.